Check them out on the web at deximaging.com. That's DEXimaging.com. Or call 352-266-0333 for your free document management evaluation today.
Robin, how do you like my design?
You're designing a box?
That's not a box. It's a doghouse.
Rough draft for your rough? Sounds like you need personal service.
I do?
Yes, to print the blueprints. See Mark at the Personal Service Center. He can print blueprints, notarize permit applications, print and mail out invoices, and even provide great-looking business cards.
Personal Service Center. That's the one on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street, right?
Just look for the yellow signs. Your pedigree palace will be a reality in no time.
All right, 5 minutes after 8 o'clock. Beautiful Tuesday morning. Galen Unold is on the phone from LifeSouth Community Blood Center. We don't really have an abbreviated visit with Galen today. However, John Kraman is coming on at about the midpoint today, about 8:15 or so, and he's coming on. And Galen, he hopefully will be able to chat with each other as long as everything works here. Galen is going to the auction down in Orlando. I think it's this weekend. Is it this? Good morning, Galen. Is it this weekend?
Yeah, it's this. I think it actually starts on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay, and this guy is from NBC. I didn't know that. NBC Sports.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they broadcast it live.
I didn't know that. Wow.
So it's kind of cool. And then on Sunday they do a delayed broadcast. And but I watch it on TV all the time.
So what is it exactly? What is it exactly? What is it?
So it's a muscle car auto auction that's open to the public. So it's not one of these things where you need a dealer's license or anything like that. So you'll see cars from last year, but you'll also see cars from the 60s, and the 70s, and it's a collectible car auto auction.
And you're into this? You're into this kind of stuff?
I just want to go and look at the cars. I'm into the cars, yeah. I mean, it's nothing I can afford, but I love to just go and look at some of the iconic cars. I was on the website yesterday, and they have a couple of '69 Camaros and that are all original, and they have like less than 50,000 miles on it. I'm curious how much they're going to go for. They have like a Cobra replicas, and I'm curious what they're going to cost. So it's just stuff like that. They have tons of Corvettes. And if you're into cars, if you're into old muscle cars, it's a great auction to go to.
Really? All right.
That's what I've been told.
So,
yeah.
And you're going down there. Are you calling into the station? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm just going to go and walk around.
Oh, you're a guest. Okay.
Yeah, and because I really wanted Dan to go with me this year, and we could do a radio remote, but Dan's so busy, so he's like, "Well, you go." I'm like, "Well, it would be cool to go and hang out."
Yeah.
Do the radio remote, but it's not going to work out this year.
Oh, okay. So he'll be calling in probably in about 8 minutes or so. And the company, Robin, is in Walworth, Wisconsin. Do you know where that is? Where is Walworth? Where is that?
I don't know where Walworth is. But this is pretty intriguing.
It's cold today.
I bet it's cold today too. Yeah. Well, I find it interesting that there's a sudden interest in cars again, an excitement about cars. That I'm glad there is, because I've always liked cars. I'm like you. I don't know much about what's under the hood, but it's always fun to drive, and it's always cool to have gadgets. When I was up in New York and Alex rented this car, it was like being in a future car. For me, because I've been driving in an 11-year-old car for 11 years, I guess. Yeah.
Well, when you look at it, it's more of the older cars at this auction that are really popular. So cars from the 60s and 70s, cars that we grew up with. For me, it was a car my neighbor had, because he would have bought it like secondhand, after it had been 9 or 10 years old, but it's a great first car, and now it's a collector's item. So, some of these, you can get like a Hemi Roadrunner that goes for, $180,000. And back in the day, when I was like 8 or 9, I saw those cars and they were a piece of crap.
Oh my!
So I don't know. It's kind of fascinating to see how that is, and
Yeah. But
yeah.
okay, so we've
I'm
gone.
looking forward to it.
Okay, what was at the Strawberry Festival? At the Strawberry Festival, they had a car. They had a car show there, right? And I was kind of taking note of who was walking around looking at the cars. And of course, you have the guys who look about the age that Robin and I are. But I also saw kids.
Somebody.
I also saw kids call. Yeah. Let's see if this is our. I don't
That's
know.
like the pumpkin run they have every year out at Golden Ocala.
Right.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Right.
My son and I love to go and look at them because, let's be honest, cars are cool. When there's something about having a really cool car.
Yeah.
We're looking at a really cool car, and it doesn't have to be a Lamborghini or, a Ferrari. It can just be, like the fastback Mustang is like my favorite car right now. So, yeah.
It seems like there was a lull, though. It seems like when I was, between 17 and 25, maybe people were kind of into cars. And then there was a lull. Nobody was really that excited about cars. But I think they're getting excited again about not just old cars, but all cars.
Yeah, the newer models.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, guys. See, Walworth is on the Wisconsin-Illinois border, east of Beloit, Wisconsin, or southwest of Milwaukee, about maybe 60 miles. So it's way down in the southern part of the state, almost on the border of Illinois.
Oh, okay.
All right, now we know
now I know where it is.
Walworth is. All
yeah.
Right. It doesn't sound too far from where you grew up.
No,
Sounds about the same.
No, not at all.
Thank you, Hugh. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
I think a big part of the people into cars is just the cost of gas is
yeah, that's part of it too. That's part of it too. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Interesting to see all this stuff going on. So, all right. So he's calling in a little bit, and we'll talk to him about the event. It's a 10-day auction. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's
they have art. They have motorcycles. But for me, it's all about the cars.
Oh, so
I think they have like 300 and something cars that they're auctioning off.
Yeah, and they have drag racers there, according to the press release. And
the star of the show in Detroit, the one that's going on right now. Mm-hmm. They say, remember the guy yesterday?
Yeah.
He said the star of that show is the what's it called, F-150, the Ford.
Yes, the Ford F-150.
And I'm thinking, wow, that truck, that's a kind of a standard pickup truck in our world, right? Is the big hit this year, and I wonder what's different about it from all these years in the past.
Well, they've been making the Ford F-150 for 70 years, I think.
Is that right? So I'm wondering.
Yeah,
why.
I know they were making it in the 40s. So however long that ago is. So yeah.
Oh wow! Are you gonna? Okay, bidder registration is $100. So you can line yourself up to bid, Galen, if you want to. It'll cost you $100.
Right. Oh yeah. And you can get a car. Price is all relative, but for $20,000 you could get a car that somebody probably put $40,000 or $50,000 into.
Okay.
I'm not buying a car. That's what I told my wife. But I want to go and look.
You might run into some celebrities.
Sure. Yeah.
It says Billy Joel attends this for the antique motorcycle part of it.
Yep. And I've seen they don't show a lot of the motorcycles on the TV show, but again, I'm going to check it out because I do love looking at the old Indians and from the 40s and just looking at the technology that they have. Yeah. Like the when the motorcycles were really bicycles with an engine, that kind of stuff. I just love looking at the handcrafted art that they are. It's quite incredible.
All right. I think this might be our guest. Good morning. Is this John?
Yes, it is.
Hey, John. We're talking about you before you even came on the air. How you doing?
Hey, you're doing really great.
So let me introduce us to you since we didn't get a chance to talk off the air. My name is Larry. The lady that you'll hear is Robin.
Good morning.
And there's Robin. And on the phone is Galen Unold, and Galen is with the blood bank called LifeSouth, and he'll be down there. When are you going down, Galen?
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. And let me know, John and Galen, if you're hearing an echo. So John Kraman is on the phone. He's the director of consignment for Mecum Auctions and a commentator on the Mecum Auctions television broadcast for the NBC Sports Network. And it sounds like this has been going on since the 6th, and it goes through the 15th. Are you down in Kissimmee right now?
Yes, I am. Just not to overstate this auction, but Mecum Auction is the world's largest collector car auction company, and this particular auction here at Kissimmee started last Friday, runs all the way until this Sunday. That's 10 consecutive days. Is the world's largest collector car auction, 3,000 cars, and our goal, our target this year is to exceed $100 million in sales of collector cars.
Wow. When somebody buys a car early on in the auction, does it stay on the property until after the show? So that the people who are just... No. Okay, they take it right away.
They literally within an hour they go into the office and handle the settlement issues, get issued what's called a gate pass, and that allows them to take the car home. And usually that same day, the new owner is off with his new purchase.
Oh wow! And can you, with experience, do you pretty much know in advance which ones are going to go first?
Well, all of the cars are issued what's called a lot number. It would be sort of like a stock number or an inventory number, and they run in consecutive order, and they're coded to match the day, the actual day that the car is going to be running. So it's very easy for everybody to keep track. Keep in mind, we're going to be running about 300 cars each day, which means it's about 12 hours of daily auction, 10 days consecutively. So nobody can be there 12 hours a day for 10 days straight. So what they'll do is they'll get the lot numbers of the vehicles that they're interested in, and they will make their schedule available to be there to bid on the cars. We start off the first couple days of the auction with the lower price cars, and then we start ramping it up, leading towards the last weekend with the most valuable cars. Somebody comes in with a $25,000, $30,000 budget, a little bit more of a modest budget than the guy who wants to spend $100,000. He's got every opportunity to bid on a lot of cars within a short amount of time. We keep them all together in the price range.
Oh, wow. Do you ever have anybody standing in as a surrogate bidder for maybe somebody well-known?
Very, very typical. We've got a variety of different ways. We can do internet bidding. We can do telephone bidding. We could do a proxy bid where we take a high bid in advance and we bid up to that amount on behalf of a potential buyer. And also a lot of buyers will send their representatives and bid in person. So yes, that's a fairly frequent phenomenon, as a lot of very high-profile people really don't want to be seen bidding for a variety of reasons.
All right.
You also have road art auctions.
We do, and Road Art is sort of our little trademark name for automotive memorabilia, and it's a huge range from old vintage neon signs, gas pumps, model cars, toy cars, oil cans, just all kinds of stuff. And we actually dedicated Monday as a day exclusive to Road Art only.
Really?
We had so many consignments this year for people that wanted to sell that we took an entire day and had a really big day from dusk until dawn selling all kinds of automotive history, non-cars, but certainly related to automotive history spanning over 100 years.
I wonder why the hood ornament went away. Didn't you love hood ornaments? I loved hood ornaments. Yeah. We need to make that a comeback.
Well, you guys can maybe get a call into Ralph Nader and see if he had anything to do with the demise of the
did he?
Of the People's Spear.
Oh, is that why we don't see them anymore? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a safety issue. Ralph Nader in the 1960s was a real safety advocate, and he was probably more responsible than anybody to really look at a lot of what might potentially be unsafe automotive styling and design cues, and he made a lot of headlines back in the 60s.
So Galen on the phone hasn't said much, but Galen is a sports broadcaster also. You broadcast for NBC Sports, John?
Yes, we are very proud to say that we are entering our 10th season of televising Mecum auctions, and we're entering our 4th season with our new, relatively new network partner, NBCSN. We'll be starting live broadcasting on Thursday on NBCSN. We also do a live web stream, Mecum.com. There's no commentary on it, but anybody that wants to follow the action from gavel to gavel, it's a free service. Just tune in to Mecum.com, and if you want to hear the commentary of our announced team, then you tune into NBCSN. We'll be covering 24 hours of the Kissimmee auction, covering action, like I say, beginning on Thursday.
John Kraman is our guest. Galen Unold on the other line. Galen, I want to let you say a few words, and let me know if there's an echo, and I'll try to fix the problem.
You know, John, one of the questions I have is, I've seen the coverage on TV several times, talk about the types of cars that come in. I know we were talking about that a little earlier before you came on, but in the range of muscle cars.
Well, Galen, that is really one of the great things about Mecum Auctions is we literally have no limits on any type of an entry that we might accept. Prominently known for muscle cars, Corvettes, hot rods, and 50s Kraman fin era cars, and that's really sort of the backbone of the whole collector car market. But we do antiques and classics. That would be anything prior to the beginning of World War II, 1941 and earlier. And we do a lot of late model contemporary cars, particularly European cars, luxury cars, and also European exotics. So we don't, lack of a better word, we don't discriminate against any particular types of car. We're welcome to enter anybody that wants to sell a car to Mecum Auction, and that's really necessary for us when we set a target at an auction like this of 3,000 entries over 10 days. Basically, we say, bring it, we'll sell it.
Isn't it fun to watch? Have you ever seen the Jerry Seinfeld Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee?
Lots of times, yeah, it's great.
Yeah. No, but isn't the opening to that show always great? I mean, for a car lover, the opening is always about the car.
Right.
Yeah. So, and he's had. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh. Well, no, finish. Yeah, I just had a question.
Go ahead, Galen.
Well, I was going to say on Saturday, I was looking at your website. You have 2 lots that I'm really interested in. I really want to check them out. And you have the Batmobile. I think it's one of the 5, and then of course you have the Bat motorcycle as well.
Right.
That sounds fun. Yeah, the Bat motorcycle. I didn't even know there was a Bat motorcycle.
And as a the event, one of the things you can do is just go and walk around and check out these cars, right? Even if you're not buying, you could still attend.
It is, guys. It is the best car show anybody can ever attend. I call it a car show with a pulse. The crowds have been immense over this entire week and are going to continue to be strong, particularly when the weather is nice. It's a $30 admission ticket. It allows virtually all access onto the huge grounds at Osceola Heritage Park and also into the auction arena as well. Plenty of seating available for everybody when they want to sit and watch the auction for a while. But yeah, it is like going to a car show like you've never seen. The Batmobile and the little Bat cycle are really a couple of the real attention getters. Lots of crowds around both of those cars, lots of pictures being taken, and it's just a very, very small example of just an immense variety of entries. Me, I'm kind of a muscle car guy at heart, but there is something for every automotive enthusiast at a Mecum auction.
Really? Do you have any yourself? Do you own any of the old cars yourself?
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky to have some nice cars. I was lucky enough also to, back in July 1976, I was 19, I bought a 64 Pontiac GTO, and I've kept it all these years. Still own that car today, still in my garage.
Nice. Wow. So, Galen, is your wife going to let you spend any money?
No, not this year. No. Our first car was a 1977 red Pontiac Firebird with the chicken on it, and that's the car she wants with T-tops and everything else. That's the car she wants.
Oh, wow.
So if it's there, then maybe next year we'll look at it, but not this year. It doesn't carry kids very well, put it that way.
John, are you visiting from Wisconsin?
Yes. Yeah. It's our headquarters. We've got 14 collector car auctions scheduled during calendar year 2017 around the country. But our corporate headquarters are Walworth, Wisconsin. It's very cold up there, as you might expect. About 100 full-time employees at the Mecum office. About a third of us come down here to Kissimmee to work at the auction, and we also bring in about another 300 people, some local people and some people that sort of, follow us around. We're like a traveling circus to run this thing, everything from security to check-in to the auction stage itself, 40 people just to do the television production. So this is a major event. We have 9 semis filled to the brim now. When I started at Mecum 10 years ago, we had one small trailer we pulled behind.
Wow. Wow.
You also have vintage drag racers, and we have Big Daddy Don Garlitz that has a museum in our community and lives here also. I wonder if he'll be there.
Big, as we refer to him, as everybody does. Not only will he be there at this auction, but he's actually bringing 2 of his cars. He did that last year.
Wow.
He is the holy grail, an icon of us baby boomers growing up in the 60s and the 70s. His success in drag racing, his personality, his accessibility is immense. He is number 1 on the list of NHRA top 50 drivers of all time. And not, like I say, not only will he be there, but he's bringing 2 cars to sell.
Oh, nice.
And he's phenomenal. I've been to the museum up there, and it's a must go to for any automotive enthusiast.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Hold on. That's really messing with me. Hold on.
We can exit
Sorry,
out.
there.
And will you be selling engines and that type of thing also there?
Yes, a huge variety. This, you mentioned drag racing, a really big part of sort of the image of the performance era, the golden era of American performance, really, is the 1960s. And drag racing was a huge part of it. And we have brought together over 50, this is unprecedented, by the way, over 50 vintage drag race cars from the late 1950s to the early 1970s. So just that group of cars in itself is on display in what we call the glass house, with a video and very nicely decorated with sort of a drag racing theme as well. Is just worth it to come out just to see those cars, not to mention anything else. Expecting some really big money, north of $500,000 for some of these vintage drag race cars.
Wow.
The funny beeping noise, I don't know if everybody heard it, was just in my headset, but that was somebody calling in. So it sounds like I can't get calls coming in, so please don't call. But we do have tickets, I think, to give away,
Yes,
right,
we do.
John? Do we have tickets?
Yes, we do.
How do we do this?
We just give them away on
Okay.
the air.
So we'll give them away after we're off the air, because otherwise it's going to interfere with the interview, okay?
Okay.
So we'll do that after. So these are worth $30 a piece. That means we're giving 2 to each winner. That's a $60 prize, right?
Yes, exactly.
Galen, this has got me excited. I'm not even a car guy, and I want to go. This sounds like fun.
Yeah, again, I'm looking forward to it. It's something I've been watching on TV, and the fact that it is on a national network on NBC Sports, it just draws so much more notoriety. How much of your crowd swelled, John, since you guys went on NBC?
Huge. We were on another network. In fact, we were on Velocity, which is a subsidiary of Discovery. For the first 6 years, it was great channel, very car-centric. We were averaging about 125,000 viewers per show, which is really good. When we made the jump to NBCSN, because of their accessibility, is so much bigger. They're in so many more homes. More people have cable services and dish services that have NBCSN. Our shows are averaging about 350,000 viewers per show. It's exceeded NBCSN's expectations. In fact, glad to report that we've just announced a 3-year contract extension. So for calendar year 17, 18, and 19, we are confirmed, locked up, good to go for another 3 years on NBCSN with their great coverage. Very, very proud of that.
Wow, very exciting. All right, so let's make sure we give the information. This is at the Osceola Heritage Park, which is at 1875 Silver Spur Lane. We'll put the all information on our Facebook page. In Kissimmee, thank you. Tickets are $30 a person per day. And we've got some we're going to give away later on. So if you want to buy a car, you have to, $100 to register to be a bidder? Is that right?
It's $100 to register a bidder if you do it in advance. If you do it on site at the auction, it's a $200 bidder registration.
Okay.
So we always recommend people do it in advance, but of course it's too late for that now. But you can sign up literally on site. You can come out and look at cars. If there are some cars that you are interested in bidding on, you can go ahead and go over and talk to the bidder folks and get registered. Only takes about 5 minutes. It's very easy. We do not make anybody jump through hoops. We're very trusting when it comes to getting bidders registered, and over our 30-year career of holding collector car auctions, that dealing with a handshake has proven to be a very, very good choice. It's very easy to get people squared away to be bidders at our auctions.
Wow, I like hearing that. Usually the only vehicle we talk about on this segment is the Bloodmobile. and that's part of what we do with Galen. Galen, where's the Bloodmobile today?
Hey, we're at the College of Central Florida.
College of Central Florida, right across the street. All right. I know we didn't spend much time on donating blood. John, thank you for being on the air with us. Galen, you're going to have fun. Try to meet each other. That way you can, I don't know, maybe you'll be on NBC, Galen. That'd be cool.
There you go.
And Billy Joel's going to be there. Well, something said Billy Joel's going to be there for the motorcycles. Did you hear that, John?
I did not hear that. Wow, breaking news, huh? Seriously.
Yeah, it was on some notes we had from someplace.
Yeah.
I'll be darned, yeah.
Apparently he's a big motorcycle guy, I guess. Yeah. All right.
I'm sure he'll have some type of a disguise on. Boy, can you imagine that? He'd get mobbed there.
You're not kidding.
Yeah, I guess
especially by the girls.
That's right.
Billy Joel, by the girls.
Ladies rule.
Yeah, I'll never understand women. All right, well, John, thank you for being on the air with us. Galen, I know we shortchanged you with the blood with LifeSouth announcement.
Not at all.
So thank you for that. Thank you, John.
Thanks so much, everybody. See everybody out there.
Thank you, Galen. All right.
Thank you.
And thank you to our sponsors for the segment we do with Galen. Palm Garden, Vocala, and Penn Flooring. I will make it up to you. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Trump cabinet hopefuls in the spotlight as Senate confirmation hearings kick off today. The president-elect's choice for Attorney General, Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions.
Known for his hardline stance on illegal immigration, Senator Sessions was an early supporter of the president-elect's plan to build a southern border wall.
Fox Radio's Rachel Sutherland.
Sessions is a tough critic of bipartisan immigration reform.
Americans can't continue to bring in labor to do work and subsidize people who are not working by the millions.